message for the ladies and gentlemen around the world and all the ships at sea.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us.
So choose wisely. Subscribe to It's Erik Nagel wherever shows are found, on whatever platform you choose. And as always, leave us a positive review. Would you kindly?
I like that you wear tracksuits and you're from North Jersey. Like, you remind me like you're just missing some Italian meats.
I don't wear tracksuits. This is a hoodie.
It's an Adidas hoodie, so like you're one step away from a tracksuit.
I would never wear a tracksuit.
Do you have the matching pants to that hoodie?
No.
I know what you're getting for Christmas.
I don't want them. That's so ginzo. I wear jeans, a hoodie, and a t-shirt. That's my normal everyday outfit. That's how I'm living. I forgot the rest of the words.
Your best life.
That's how I kick it. That's my everyday life, man. I rehearse and keep it sharp as a knife, man. Oh, I had the whole lyric wrong.
You weren't even close.
But I am the wrong brother for suckers to be messing with, because when I put a mic in my hand, I start wrecking it.
There's your cold open. You happy?
No.
It's Erik Nagel. And it starts now.
What up, my Nagel? 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 Talking about George R.R. Martin, not writing. Talking Marvel versus DC, who's more exciting? Talking George Lucas's legacy, high-scoring centipede. Talking Gittles' new beef burrito recipe. Talking about Stephanie McMahon versus Sable. Talking about the Cybermen versus the Weeping Angels. Don't blink, the dialect's more deadly than you think. Talking summer ale, blueberry pale, craft beer, pouring drinks. What up, my Nagel? Deadpool 2 features Cable. Talking Funko Pop, celebrity signed a label. Talking online gaming, bitchin' ain't complaining. Talking E-Rock, kissing the feet of Matt Groening. Warner Brothers properties, Superman's a mockery. Weird Al concerts, Kevin Smith's debauchery. Rick and Morty fun zone. The Lego build team, can I have your attention? Possible Donkey Kong kill screen. What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel?
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Erik Nagel.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to It's Erik Nagel. That is me. Over in the Upside Down, returning to the program is Gittles.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And over on the right side there is Trevor.
Hello, Miss Lady.
Wait, why am I in the upside and he's in the right side?
Because we don't want to keep Trevor in the Upside Down. He's weird enough as it is.
Okay.
Welcome to the program. It's going to be a condensed version of the show because it's during the holidays, and we figure we should put something out there for you. But enough to get credit, but not enough to care, if that makes any sense. That's what this show is going to be today.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
651 Smithers is the phone number. 651-764-8437. If you want to call and leave anything for the program, feel free to do so. It's Erik Nagel across the board on social media, Facebook, YouTube, all the regular places. Merry belated Christmas, or belated Merry Christmas, and happy upcoming New Year to you, gentlemen. Did anybody
Happy New Year?
Did anybody do anything fun for the holiday or for Gittles the day off?
Oh, me? No,
I always let you go first because be honest with you, I don't know if you remember the old SNL bit, the Darling Love Christmas Time for the Jews. The whole day, I just expected that's what you were doing.
Oh, no, I don't even know that bit. I'll have to look it up.
Oh, so basically, everyone, all the Christians celebrate Christmas, obviously.
Celebrate?
I'm eating surf taco, and they are all with their families and having a good time inside, and the Jews can finally come out of hibernation and like go ice skating and eat Chinese food and go to the movies with none of the Christians bothering them. So it's Christmas time for the Jews.
Trevor,
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much was. Like, I just kind of walked around and the streets were empty. It was like I Am Legend. It was awesome. Like, there was nobody around. It was so peaceful.
there was just Will Smith in a Dodge Charger speeding up and down the road.
Yeah, there was like there was an actual tumbleweed. I was like, where did that thing come from? There's like nobody else here. Like, I mean, it wasn't a tumbleweed. It was just a drunk hobo rolling down the street. But it was the same thing. Brooklyn tumbleweed.
Brooklyn tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Trevor, what'd you do?
I hung out with my family. This is weird, man. This was like the first Christmas where everything went smoothly. Like,
Nice.
normally you're like, all right, everyone show up at 4:30, and it takes like an hour and a half for everyone to show up. But everyone was there by 4:35. Like everyone was semi on time. The food done on time. A little bit rarer than I like, but still. And the presents took...
The food was rarer, or was it rarer that it was on time?
Both.
Okay.
The prime rib could have done another 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just saying. But then, like, the presents were all done within an hour and 15 minutes. Normally, like, I have that big Italian family that just talks the whole time. Like, just unwrap the gift. I don't have to hear about how you had this gift one time in 1975. That was the same size. Like, I get it. Just unwrap it and let's go. But everything was very smooth sailing. And then we kind of ended early and went home, and I got some decent sleep.
Nice.
Not bad.
Yeah, like normally it's completely a clusterfuck, but not this time.
At least you didn't have the thing with parents where you had to open one, like you had to take turns, and you open your gifts one at a time, and you have to show everybody in the room before the next person can go.
Oh no, that's what we do. We just have it down to a science now.
This drove us nuts because I'm 3 of 4. And when we'd have Christmas time, my dad, his brothers, they all had this ingrained in them that when you open a present, it go one at a time, open it up, show everybody the present, and then the next person go, and then it just kept going back and forth. It took forever. And we all said when we got older that we were never going to do this. Everyone's opening them all at once because you want to see everything. You want to get it done because you want to go back to eating, drinking, having a good time. And that's what we do now. My dad still tries to do it once in a while if I'm down there for Christmas, or any of us are down there for Christmas, and he'll start pulling that. Nope, we're not doing it. Here's your pile. There's his pile. There's her pile. Everybody, go
nuts!
Yeah, go nuts! Everybody throws the wrapping into the it's almost like a circle, you know,
fire pit.
Yeah, I almost said fire pit. Circle, but you throw it right there in the center. There, everyone's ripping everything open, enjoying what you have, and then you celebrate the rest of the night.
And then you pick through the wrapping paper to make sure you don't actually throw out any gifts.
Oh, yes. Because
like an anti-pinata.
You look for cards that are taped to the wrapping paper that you may not have seen if the package was down.
Oh, yeah, that
upside
that
down.
Can happen.
2, you look for gift receipts because you don't want to get rid of those because there's a lot of stuff you're going to return. And then the third thing is once everything's all clear, if you have certain kinds of wrapping paper, you go over to if you have a fireplace or fire pit outside, you throw it in there and you see all the colors as it just engulfs in flames within a second.
I don't know if that's environmentally friendly.
Who cares? It's your own Christmas fireworks show. You throw it in there and it's like green, blue, it's mystical, magical.
Birds are falling from the sky.
Glitter! Everywhere.
Eric, you killed a bald eagle.
Again.
But to just see the blue smoke.
Okay, it was very nice.
That's what it's all about. We've elected a pope. Anyway, so for me, Sunday, it was a night of many prime ribs for myself. So,
I saw your pictures. I was like, is this the same prime rib, or is he just eating prime rib every day?
No, it was 3 days of prime rib. So
my God.
Sunday I had family over, and I learned a long time ago that as much as you want to do homemade stuff, it takes forever, and then you're constantly running around between the kitchen and the dining room, making sure this is ready to go, that's ready to go, and it's just tiring for the people who are hosting. So catering. So ordered catering, except for certain entrees that we cooked, and one of them being the prime rib. Thank you to Pat LaFrida Meats. Delicious.
They don't pay us for that.
No, they don't.
I just really like it.
I hope they do one day, or if they just want to send free meats, we'll welcome that as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need a steak.
So the Pat LaFrida prime rib that they had was amazing. We seasoned it all up, ready to go. Cooked it.
How'd you season it?
What did we put on there? I found something online. I have it upstairs. I'll get the. It was basics. Like it had sea salt and garlic and some basil was in there. I think rosemary was on one of them. But
yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so I found a good rub recipe online there and did that. So anyway, learned the first day. I was following it intently. I was sitting in front of that oven as I would the television because I did not want anything to go wrong with this. And after the first 2 hours, what?
I just picture you sitting there on a stool with some popcorn, just watching the oven light go on.
I sat on the counter. I was, playing the Switch and on my phone, and and watching it. So every 2 hours, after 2 hours, you go and check the internal temperature, and like, all right, throwing it on for another 20 minutes, another 20 minutes, another 20 minutes, till I got it to about between 125 and 130, and it came out delicious. So that's what we did on Sunday. Monday, Christmas Eve, had more family over, different family over, catered again, prime rib again, delicious. Even made to-go bags for everybody to take some of the stuff because we had so much food. Then
Nice.
Tuesday, Christmas, going to families instead of my place. And they had a full, 5-course meal going on with prime rib there. And so I had prime rib again. And I was showing all the rookies, how to do it with, if you want to do the au jus, that's fine. If you want to do it with horseradish, which is what I prefer. And for prime rib, usually for steak, I'll do a regular pure horseradish. But for prime rib, for some reason, like a creamy horseradish works a little better.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I brought a bottle because I know they didn't have it. So I'm like, here, try it, everybody. And now everyone's like, this is amazing. I was happy to spread that kind of knowledge to the rest of the world.
Man, I want prime rib now.
Yeah, right? Well, if
we had prime rib, it was super, super rare, and I feel like that's the only way to have prime rib.
No, you can pink it up a little bit. Like, you don't want to go super red. Like, they had it pretty rare. It was very red for day 3. I'll kick it up a little bit more to pinkify it, if you will, around the edges. Pinkified around the edges.
You can pinkify it, Eric?
You got a nice crispy skin on top of it because I was browning it too. I was learning techniques for browning it, which was awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, you had a nice crispy outside, the fat layers in there all nice and marbleized. A little bit of a pink ring on the layer below the fat, and then, sort of red in the center. It was amazing. I love learning how to cook.
Good, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for Gittles' food show to start because I love learning how to cook and learning all these new things that you're like, how do they come up with that? Because I love those barbecue shows. I'll sit there and I'll watch them all day just to learn techniques and see how they do it. Now I'm implicating more and more into my daily life, which is amazing.
You're gonna do you have a smoker yet, Eric?
Not yet, but people, when I was posting the photos, which by the way you can check it on IHeartRadio on Instagram. I was posting the photos, or on Facebook too. It's up there. Of the prime rib stuff, people were telling me about you got to start smoking some stuff, and they were giving me suggestions for different smokers to get or what they use. So I'm going to do some research. I got some time until the summer comes, so I'm going to do some research and watch some videos online and get a feel for maybe I'll do a smoker this year.
I heard the pellet smokers are good.
Yeah, that's the wood chip one, right?
I think so.
Yeah, there's some that do natural gas. They do like a propane or a natural gas with the pellets in there as well. Like, there's different combos of what you can do. There's standalone ones. Like,
well, you would need the pellets in there if it was the gas, because otherwise you wouldn't be smoking it. You'd just be cooking it.
No, but I'm saying, like, as far as the flame, yeah, you got to have the pellets to smoke it. But then there was people telling me like the green egg or some other things.
That's what I want. Big green egg.
Yeah,
it's like super expensive.
Is green egg propane or is it charcoal?
It's charcoal.
Okay.
Charcoal, yeah.
It's like a ceramic grill, and it's like a very different type of grilling. It's like almost like baking grilling. So you have to really watch the temperatures well, but you can put very little coals in there and smoke for like 20 hours, no problem.
Really? Because it's such a low heat?
Well, no, just because the way it's insulated, it just keeps the heat so well that it just doesn't really burn out.
Oh, so
that
it keeps
fast.
circulating. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. So I just thought it was by yes, by design, but by the look that why everybody keeps praising that green egg thing. But I didn't understand that it really does a number as far as if you want to smoke or to just simple grilling.
I heard
the thing is,
Costco.
it's like you can't really do like simple grilling on it, and that's why a lot of people will get green eggs on like Craigslist and stuff like that, because people buy it thinking you can just like, oh, I'm just gonna throw some burgers on it quick and like grill, and it doesn't really work that way. So they'll sell them used for like kind of cheap, and you can get one like that, which is kind of a good way because people are idiots and they don't know what they're doing.
And Costco has like an off-brand version too that's like $600.
Well, I'm an idiot.
It's like one there's like a called like Kamado or Komodo, and they make a similar type of green egg type grill.
Well, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll buy a used, green egg, or if that's the route I want to go, just to, experiment with and try to figure out. Gittles will come over and like, are you smoking hot dogs? Yes.
Like, fuck yeah, that's what you do.
I don't know any other way.
Throw a big Polish kibasi on there, smoke that. Oh
yeah, throw anything on there, man. Just smoke it all. Just fucking throw some cheese on there, smoke it. Fuck it.
Threw an owl on there once. It was amazing.
Yeah, throw an owl. Smoke the owl.
Yeah.
I try owl.
It'll be a hoot.
Yeah,
but
you proud of yourself?
So it was a lot of food stuff this year, which was great because I'm really getting into more of the cooking and the preparation of it, and then finding ways to cheat it, which is where catering comes into play, so you can actually enjoy yourself a little bit. But those 3 days were pretty good. Gifts were pretty good. Trevor, you get anything interesting? Anything that you really wanted? Anything bizarre?
Nothing too. I got like things that I asked for as an adult now. I wanted a shelf for the studio that you can see behind me.
A shelf.
Yep, see a shelf. I'm an adult now. It's got all of my Rick and Morty Funkos. And,
are you going to put an elf on it next year?
No.
Ugh.
And look at this. I got a spinny chair.
What about the mensch on a bench?
Ugh.
Mensch on a bench is like the only thing I think you can get from Bed Bath & Beyond that makes you laugh.
No.
Which is the only thing I've ever found funny from there. And no, I just got a whole bunch of cool stuff for the studio that I wanted.
Sweet, man.
I don't know if I got anything else cool, but it's weird because like when you're like getting, older, you're like, man, I can't wait for the Christmas morning, and then the kids are gonna open their toys, and I'm gonna have to help like assemble, maybe their dollhouse if you have a daughter, or like a video game system for your son. Since I asked for like furniture, I realized I was like, oh great, a shelf that I'm now gonna have to put together.
Yeah, man.
A chair that I'm now gonna have to put together. So it kind of backfired on me a little bit.
Well, how else are you gonna get it?
I don't know, some people
Put together.
Amazon. When I ordered I ordered $30 computer mounts to put on the desk. Yeah, and they said that they'd come install it for me for $150.
Oh shit!
So I guess you could always go that way.
That's not bad.
You should just TaskRabbit that shit next time. I'll come over and build it for like $20.
No, nice. I didn't know you were handy.
Yeah, I can follow instructions. I've been to IKEA.
So, did you guys get anything weird or cool?
No. I got studio stuff.
We are dedicated to our crafts.
Yeah, because the main studio needed an upgrade of certain equipment, so I started getting a bunch of that coming in. That's pretty much what I asked for. And then when you tell people that, and they're like, "No, you can't just have that. You need other things." I was like, "No, really, I can just have that. That's all I really wanted.
Really, what I want."
Yeah, but I got a lot of clothes, which tends to happen with one side of my family, and to no fault of their own.
Is it, or do they judge you? They look at you like, man.
No, they definitely know I need. They definitely know I need upgrades, so they really do help me out. They're like,
did they get you Gap gift cards?
No, not at all. Gap's actually a little bit below them at this point. They go with
you bougie fuck.
No, they are. It's like a lot of stuff from Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom and those kind of places, and it's great stuff. But here's the problem. So
my shirts come in a bag, 3 for $10.
They have fruit, dancing fruit on the label.
Sometimes
some of the stuff I notice when it's a higher end product, a higher end company that's making the clothing, they're really judging the scale of how things fit on like the European scale. And athletic slim cuts. So if you get there was some nice pullovers, some other Ralph Lauren stuff, and it says, "Oh, XL, okay, great." And it's not a matter if it fits there; it's a matter of if like my shoulders, right? I'll be wearing it, and I'm like almost like fat guy in a little coat because you're going like this, and I'm like I can't really bend my arms here. And you go and look, and it says, extra slim cut. And I'm not extra slim cut. So
no, stop.
And I don't think most of America is extra slim cut. So what is an XL here? But then you go over to, I don't know, what's another clothing company? Something maybe out of Macy's, right? And you get an XL, and you're like, wow, you're swimming in this. And it's like, how are they both labeled the same size, but not the same size whatsoever? So a lot of that got returned.
Man.
Yeah. So I have a lot of
Chinese clothing companies.
I got a lot of gift card money that I got to go back online and go shopping again. But other than that, everything seemed to have gone pretty well for Christmas.
I have a question.
It seemed to go really fast this month. Like I was trying to really. Every year I try to get more and more into the holiday season, the holiday spirit, and it seems more and more as years go by, it just becomes meh. You know, it's just like, oh, this is kind of fun, especially if you're going to go to some parties and see your family. But then it's just kind of, I really didn't get into it this year. I tried, but I wasn't fully all the way into the holiday season.
I think we talked about this. Me and Gills one time on the podcast. He's talking about people being burnt out from the holidays because this year it was the earliest it could be for Thanksgiving and the earliest Hanukkah could be. So usually, like Hanukkah could be like right before Christmas.
Right.
And then it's, and Thanksgiving is usually far enough removed. Because everything was so early, you started getting festive a little bit more early. Like the radio stations were playing Christmas music like by November 2nd, like right after Halloween.
Right.
So by the time Christmas rolled around, I was burnt out. I was like, let's just get this over with.
Yeah, it was weird.
So, I wasn't as jolly.
There were a lot of people in the stores, a lot of people in the city. For, Trevor and I work in Manhattan, and it was jam-packed for weeks. And it'll still be, at least for the first week of January before everybody gets the hell out of our city. But there was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of events, a lot of decoration. Like everything is there. Everything's in place that should put you in the mood. And I'm really starting to think now that you need kids in your life, like your sister's kids, your brother's kids, your own kids, something like that. You need kids in your life to really fill in that missing hole for what Christmas gets. For what you really get excited about for Christmas. Because it seems to be, as you get older, or at least I'm seeing it really is more about the younger people in your family being all super excited, and then you're watching them excited, and that makes you excited. When when you have an older family,
fat man in a sled. It's a kid's holiday for the most part. No one's really celebrating for the religious aspect anymore.
No.
It's so commercialized,
Mm-hmm. And I don't even want to celebrate it for the religious aspect. I am an ex-Catholic, so it doesn't matter to me anymore.
Yeah.
I get the origin story, but look, we've moved on. We've built a whole other story based on the origins, and a different tale is being told. So, yeah, you kind of really need to have kids. When I had my nieces and nephews around, you're seeing them excited. And you're like, all right, this is kind of the missing link to all of this there. Because when you have an older family, everybody's, late teens all the way up to the elderly. It's a totally different tone. Everybody's just very adult. There's no silliness. There's no, I don't
know,
random.
I see lots of pictures of my friends and their family being pretty silly at the holidays. So I just think it just depends on your family and what you do. I don't know. For some people, it's just a really big time of year. I have on my mom's side of the family, they're very excited for Christmas every year because that's when everyone would get together. So I don't know. I am just happy that Christmas music is over for another year.
Mariah Carey can go back to hibernation for another freaking year.
Ugh.
You know what's
awful?
I'll tell you something real quick about Mariah Carey. So Jingle Ball this year, right? Madison Square Garden, the big iHeartRadio festival. And for the New York show is where they were taping for the CW television special that was going to air 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Last year they did in LA. I think it rotates back and forth between taping in LA and taping in New York. So there was some stuff that was happening on stage or that were taped behind the scenes that I had no idea, and I was all over the place there. And I didn't even see some of this stuff on the stage as far as announcers or, bringing up musical guests. When the special came out, it said hosted by Ryan Seacrest. I didn't see him once. I saw some of the stuff they were showing. I was like, I think they taped that earlier in the day. I think he was here in New York doing it, but I guess he came out on stage to do something. Maybe that was during the pre-show of it, where I don't think I was around at that point. But
you were getting your combos.
The rest of the time, it was Elvis Duran's people hosting the stuff, and you barely saw that on television. They didn't include a lot of that. Where I'm going with this is that they've been teasing Mariah Carey performance So all of a sudden, backstage, we're doing something, and you hear the announcer, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mariah Carey." The place goes nuts. And you hear the music starting, and then she starts singing. So I was like, oh, so we go run outside to see her on stage. It's on the screens. She's not there. So I was like, what? And the whole crowd is just singing, like at Madison Square Garden. They're singing along the song, right? Yeah, exactly. They're all going nuts for this thing, but she's not there. They're watching it on the big screens. And I said, where did she do this in LA? They taped it there?
Or was it like a live thing and then they just broadcast it everywhere, like how the movies do those things sometimes? You know what I mean? Like, and they do the plays and they.
Possible. It could be. I don't know. But it felt very produced. So I don't think it was throwing to a live feed of her concert somewhere.
Ugh.
So it just seemed like it pre-taped somewhere else, and they included it in the special, but they just aired that part in Madison Square Garden, which is weird. But anyway, the Mariah Carey song, people still go nuts for that thing. Girls love that song. That's all the single ladies of Christmas music. They all run out there and they start doing the song.
That song.
Because you ever been at a party or something, as soon as all the single ladies pops up, they all go nuts and go dancing. And they do that hand jive thing that they do. It's ridiculous.
Hand jive.
I'm telling you, it's Wonderwall where all the girls start going nuts at the parties I go to.
That doesn't happen, Trevor.
That is a lie.
What? It's 100% Wonderwall.
It doesn't happen.
Today's gonna be the day.
They're gonna murder you.
I got a lot of gift cards, which is always nice because I got to the point too where I don't know what to, like when people ask, like, well, what do you want? It's like, I don't know anymore unless it's something specific that I need. Half the time it's like I can't even give you a list of alternates. So I just said, here, Audible, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, Amazon. There you go. One of those four. And I'm good, right?
You got all Dunkin' Donuts, right?
I got a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts, which is great because I get an iced tea every morning when I'm going to work. But I got some other gift cards that I'm still trying to figure out to what to do with. But
Baby Gap.
Some of these things, some of these gift cards are for cash, right? They're like a Visa gift card.
Okay. I love you, but not enough to tell you where to go buy. Go on.
Well, it's fine. It's universal.
Yeah, that's fine. Those are great.
Instead of saying, well, you're going to... Look, I love an Amazon gift card. I even love an iTunes gift card still because I can always find stuff to get.
I'll take any gift card. I'll just go to a store and buy shit. Like, I can go anywhere and find something.
Here you go, Giddles. $30 to Old Navy.
Fine. I will buy socks.
You know how many flip-flops that man's going to get for $1?
Ugh, I have flip-flops everywhere.
Well, it is the winter, so he's going to get performance fleece.
Ugh.
But, so these cash cards, when you want to use them in certain places, like online purchasing, sometimes you can't just, if they're all different denominations, you can't keep ringing your order up using these gift cards. Like if you went to a store and went to the cash register and the lady or the gentleman there are behind the register and they go to ring up your bill, if you have these gift cards, they'll slide it and you see your bill being deducted as it's accepting payment.
Yeah.
You go online to do some of that stuff. I was looking at Newegg for some new equipment pieces for things around here. And I was like, oh, if I did that, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. You can't use all these cards in the same transaction.
Why not?
They just don't. You can't do a partial payment with if you had a gift card for Amazon, right? Yeah. You put in the code and then boom, it says you have $50 credit for Amazon. So if you go to buy something on Amazon and it's more than $50, right? It applies your gift card and then it says you owe $32, right?
Yeah.
Then at that point you can use your credit card to then finish the rest of the purchase. But when you have these Visa cards, you can't say like, all right, I have 6 Visa cards and they're all $50 each, even number,
right? So
$7,000. Yes, $7,000. And so if you want to go pay, right? Okay. If you want to go pay, you can't just use the one card and then now your total is down to here. Use the next card, your total's down there. It doesn't do that. It tries to complete the purchase and tells you insufficient funds.
Huh.
So
okay, that's the
that's
drawback, I guess, to some of the online shopping.
Right. So I'm bringing this up because of a couple of things. But for people out there who may be listening who get these cards, and say you have multiple cards because you get them from different people, you can't transfer the balance to another Visa card because they're non-rechargeable. So you can't reloadable. Sorry, you can't add the funds over there because you can't add money to that card. So I was looking up, and somebody online had posted that you add these cards to your PayPal, and you put that in as your total sum. So if you add all these cards to your PayPal, it then says, here's your balance, right? You can then shop anywhere, and if they accept PayPal, so that whole balance now can be used in one shot. Or you can transfer it to your bank account and get rid of those cards altogether.
Yeah, I was going to say do that, or just go to like any Staples and buy like a prepaid card for like, say, like $300 and then just pay for it with all the gift cards. And then you just have a prepaid card for the total that you could just use anywhere.
All right. I didn't even think of that. That's another great idea.
Yeah, just do that. That's easier.
Well, I use all my gift cards to pay for gas because then I get to keep the cash. So if you just steadily use, like, I just filter for like the next 2 months, any Visa gift card is going to go through like gas.
Right.
Because usually no one ever... Do you go, like, say, fill it up regular, like...
Yep, and I just hand them my card.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people normally just put, like, $20 in at a time, or, like, $30 in at a time. So since you know the denomination on that gift card, that I just say, like, so if it's a $50 gift card, I'll bring it all the way down to E just so I can go...
Yeah, like, for my car,
regular.
Unless the gas prices are really ridiculous, depending on where we are with oil in the world... to fill up my car usually is just under $50. So I just hand the card and I go, here you go, fill it up regular. And that's it.
To fill up my car is like a cheeseburger, maybe a slice of pizza, and then I'm good to go.
Tie your shoes and
yeah,
you're
exactly.
off and
That's
running.
all I need.
You're off and running. Pun. Anyway, so also with my car, so before the holidays, I think Trevor and I talked about this. I had a problem driving back from the train station, or driving to the train station, actually, where I heard this rattling noise, and I thought it was in my car door. So I pull over, and I open the door, and I shake the door, and there's nothing. So I'm like...
Rattlesnake.
Huh. Oh, imagine, like, jumps right at you.
Wait, you pulled over
the door?
You pulled over to the side of the road and just started shaking your door?
No, I mean, I was at a red light. You know, I pulled over there. And
It's even weirder.
No, it's not. I opened it. I shook the door because I thought something was rattling inside the door. Like it broke off, and because of the wind getting into the door, that's why it was rattling around all over the place. Nothing. Get back in the car, and I'm hearing the noise again. So I speed up, and I hear it go faster. I slow down. I hear it slow down. So I'm like, okay, it's something else. Get to the train station. I park and I look down and I see the tread on my tires coming off. It's like a whip. It's like a steel whip just hitting the inside of my wheelbase in there.
The amount of car problems you have, Eric.
Yeah, I always
mind-boggling.
Always a problem. So then,
think it's you.
The tires for my car I've talked about in the past because I didn't realize the car that I was buying at the time is a sports all-wheel drive car, and there's only one tire model for that car, and that tire is over $300 a piece. So it's expensive if your tires go to shit to replace these tires. So then I found out that my alignment or something was off, so that my rear tires were the insides of the tire were rotting away instead of the outside because they were off. Like all this shit was going on. So I came to the conclusion that fuck these sports tires. I took the wheels off the car, all four of them, and got.
Let him finish. I can't wait.
With the help of a mechanic friend of mine, went around and found new wheels for the basic model of my car, right? So not the sports stuff or anything, but still had the all-wheel drive. So looking around and I see how much the new wheels cost, and that's not too bad, but still a lot of money. But then he has the idea of, and he goes, there's a lot of totaled cars, and I know a bunch of guys that have junkyards. And I said, oh, that's a good idea. So we went around and...
Ooh, junkyards are fun.
Yeah, good times.
Found sort of brand new wheels, and I'm not talking tires, the actual wheels themselves, at the junkyard, barely new because these cars were used because these cars were totaled in perfect condition. So I got brand new wheels, smaller, because I had like a 30-something inch wheel. So now I have it down to about an 18, and then I got new tires for it, which were all-purpose tires that deep treads for the winter and everything like that. It's like, this is fantastic, and it's so much cheaper, right? So
much more room for activities.
There was so many activities.
You can hit squirrels at a tremendous rate now.
Right. You hit them, they grind it up, and they're already ready to eat. That's just what these tires do. So I've got these big-ass tires now that look amazing with the smaller wheels. I've got the sport wheels in my garage that I'll clean up in the spring, and then because I looked online and they sell for a lot. So
because people like you are busting them every 5 seconds.
You're the green egg of sports wheels.
No,
man. You're
these
buying them with the wrong purpose, and you got to sell them on Craigslist cheaper.
From what I'm told, these wheels are what people want to upgrade to with their cars. So I was like, oh, all right, I'll clean them all up in the spring. I'll sell them for a good price because nobody's going to put sport tires on their cars during the winter right now. So I'll wait a few months and then I'll sell those for a nice amount of money. Got the new tires, the new wheels. Then I found out that the brakes were shot in the front of the car and the rotary had to be replaced. So all that happened, and so that cost me a nice bit of money right before the holiday there. So
you could have paid him in Dunkin' Donuts gift cards.
Well, I still have a partial payment left because I didn't pay the full amount. I paid almost all of it. So I'm wondering if I can just throw a bunch of these gift cards at him. I go, look, here's $200 in Visa cards. Here's a couple $50 Starbucks.
Here's iTunes.
Here's a $50 Starbucks card. Here's a Dunkin' Donuts.
Are you an Outback guy? Do you go to the Outback? I got a bloomin' onion here with your name on it.
Eric,
I would keep that.
Talking about your car is like Marissa Tomei and My Cousin Vinny, like doing the car scene, like explaining the tires and the treads and like how it
hit the medium. So that's how they knew it was the wrong car.
Yeah, does your car have positive traction, Eric? If your car gets stuck in the mud and you hit the wheel and one tire spins, the other one goes straight. Yeah, that's you and your car, Eric. You're My Cousin Vinny.
The car that made these two equal-length tire marks had positive traction. You can't make those marks without positive traction, which was not available on the 64 Buick Skylark.
And why not? What is positive traction?
It's a limited slip differential which distributes power equally to both the right and left tires. The 64 Skylark had a regular differential, which anyone who's been stuck in the mud in Alabama knows. You step on the gas, one tire spins, the other tire does nothing.
That's right.
Is that it?
No, there's more. You see, when the left tire mark goes up on the curb and the right tire mark stays flat and even, well, the 64 Skylark had a solid rear axle. So when the left tire would go up on the curb, the right tire would tilt out and ride along its edge. But that didn't happen here. The tire mark stayed flat and even. This car had an independent rear suspension. Now, in the 60s, there were only 2 other cars made in America that had positive traction and independent rear suspension and enough power to make these marks. One was the Corvette, which could never be confused with the Buick Skylark. The other had the same body length, height, width, weight, wheelbase, and wheel track as the 64 Skylark, and that was the 1963 Pontiac Tempest.
Oh, my God.
What was her name? I forgot her character.
Oh, Mona Lisa Vito.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I just watched it recently because it's hilarious.
I have it. I got to go back and watch. I always love that.
So fucking funny.
No, so the 2 youths over there. Excuse me? Youths? Oh, I'm sorry. Youths.
Oh, dude, so good.
I love that movie. Fred Gwynn was so great as the Southern judge.
Yeah.
Awesome. I want to go back and watch that again.
Jerry Callow. No, I'm Jerry Gallo.
Jerry Callow's dead.
Of course Jerry Callow's dead.
Well, I'm going to give them a call, and after lunch, you better be certified.
He shows up in the fucking, wedding suit. Oh, it's so good.
I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe I have an answer.
Now that we're past Christmas and now we're at New Year's now, coming right around the corner for Monday.
Right.
And we talked about all the food. I know we did a whole bunch of dinners. Do you guys eat, full-on meals for New Year's Eve?
No.
I'm strictly once it hits 6 o'clock to the ball drops, it's all chips, dip, and finger foods.
Yeah, the pigs in a blanket, potato puffs.
I'm
Buffalo wings.
I'm glad to hear you both
Hopefully
say that.
Hopefully a 6-foot party sub.
Because
yeah.
Oh my God, I'll go anywhere with a 6-foot party sub.
Oh yeah.
Giddles, remember how great they were? Where you had the board, you had to return the board to get your deposit back.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah.
These were heavy sandwiches. They had to put it on a fucking plank of wood.
They were on planks of wood because now they if you order a 6-foot party sub, you get 3 and 3. But back then it was legitimately 6 foot. Half was American, half was Italian, on a board wrapped in cellophane and ribbon. But it looked like a gift basket, and you'd go there,
and half the cellophane was like red and half was like white.
Depending where you get. Sometimes it was orange, like when they sell that wheat bread in the aisle. You had those certain bread that's
picking it with like the foil on top.
Right.
I never had to bring the wood back.
Yeah, you bring it back because you had to pay a deposit for the board.
Where did you guys get these sandwiches?
Supermarkets or good delis and stuff in the area.
No, we were able to keep the wood.
And then
you
should keep the wood. Your wife will be happy. You have a bag of the containers of mayo and mustard and the oil and other seasonings.
What's a potato puff?
It's like a little mini knish and like a puff pastry. It's like mashed potatoes and like a puff pastry. You never had a potato puff? Dude, they're fucking great.
No, because you know what? The potato puff sounds like it comes in that one box that has like the quiche and the spanakopita in it. That's way too expensive. So I just buy like, the $1 mozzarella sticks and pigs in a blanket, whichever one's on sale.
Stop pronouncing it like a jabon.
Costco. It's not that much money. It's worth it.
At least he doesn't say mutz, like M-U-T-Z.
It's mozzarella.
Ugh.
It's mozzarella. Not. There's an A at the end of it.
I call it Italian cheese.
Stretchy, slimy cheese. Buffalo cheese.
Why is it slimy?
Oh, if you didn't drain all the water from like a nice buffalo style mozzarella cheese. Yeah.
Fancy.
You're talking about the
polio comes in a block and you just take bites out of it.
He's mashing polio string cheese together to make one giant block.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, this gave me a cramp.
No, but for New Year's Eve.
Like they don't just sell sticks.
For New Year's Eve, I think we've said this on the show in the past, but there's no right way to celebrate New Year's Eve. Anybody that is telling you like, oh no, you got to go to this party or you got to go to this club is having a special event or this bar, it's just an excuse for them to charge more money for you to do the same thing you could do on any Friday night. And it's never that exciting because you're out there and you're partying all night. Second midnight hits. If you're at a club, all the New Year's fringe goes away, and then it goes into overnight mode for the club where they either charge you more drinks or they kill the drink specials that they're having. Or they murder everyone, and then you have the parties at your friend's house or something. But at 12 o'clock it hits. Within the first 5 minutes, everyone's saying, kissing and hugging, and saying Happy New Year, congrats. They're calling their kids, they're calling their parents, whatever. By 12:15, everyone's left the house and they're in their cars trying to go home. Because
that is very true.
There's no point in hanging out past 12:15. There really isn't. You're not going to go back to that card game you're playing or whatever party game that you're playing, the food and hang out and everything like you would a regular party. At that point, there's just a switch that hits that you're like, why am I still here? I need to go home now.
I fully agree with you.
On that table.
Wait, what, Giddles?
I said I will stay depending on how much food is left on that table. Like, oh yeah, it's only 12:15, but there's all these buffalo wings.
You also don't have a car right now, so that you would sleep over, and that's perfectly fine.
I can just fall asleep on people's couches.
Right.
So last year I had a party, and I agree with you. I figured by like 12:30 people were going to start to leave. No one left.
What? They stayed?
One. Not only did they stay, like my wife went to sleep. They were here till like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I was like, okay, they're all going to sleep over. I just didn't want to go to bed and have just a whole bunch of drunk people wandering around my house. Jesus. And instead there was this one guy who didn't drink, was just like, I'll take everyone home. And they all piled in his car and left at like 4 in the morning. So
car.
Yeah, exactly. It was weird though. Like they were just like, all right, yeah, Happy New Year. So we have more beer, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, do we have more food? Yeah. I was like, all right, let's fire up the oven again.
Yeah, that's just like the second there's like no beer left, it's like, all right, is this party over? Like we got to go.
Sometimes the party can be done by 10 if you play it right. Everyone drank all the beer. It's like, dude, this was supposed to last all night. All right, bye. And now you got the party and they're gone, and you still have time to clean and relax before it's even midnight.
Yeah, before you drop the ball. I mean, before the ball drops.
There you go. But yeah, I never found the right way. Like you always think that this in your head, especially if you're a little kid. It's like, oh my God, you get to stay up till midnight. And then as you get a little older, that still sits in your head for no good apparent reason, that there's something really important that's going to happen at midnight. And then
there's so much shit that happens at midnight, dude. I stay up till midnight every night and crazy shit happens.
Like Gremlins?
Oh my God, you would have no idea. It's nuts.
You watch the homeless people bang on that big king-size bed outside of your apartment?
I don't watch.
He listens. The sounds echo down the street.
Brian, I'm telling you, when you're not doing your cooking show, if you just turn the camera there and make that your Twitch feed, you'll make millions.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Like homeless CCTV.
Oh no, that sounds horrible, Eric.
Which level of the Patreon do I have to subscribe to for that?
I pledged $10.
$10 a month?
Just to watch home. Yeah, because they bang on that bed and then they light it on fire for no reason.
It's chatterbait for
season finale.
A while back I just realized like there's no right way, no fun way other than staying home. If people come over and have a good time and everything, and that that's great. Or if there's friends or neighbors, you go to their house for a little bit for a while, and that's fine. But overall, as far as the bigger idea of how to celebrate New Year's Eve, there really is no correct answer. And I don't think there's really any right way to celebrate or that's enjoyable other than doing it low-key and staying at home or hanging at your friend's house or something like that.
Couldn't agree with you more. I mean, when I turned 21 was the only time, I think, where I left the house. And it was one of the worst experiences of my life. I mean, where I was literally standing next to a Marine, thanking him for his service as we were both vomiting into separate sinks in the bathroom of this bar, because that's how bad the food was. Like everyone got food poisoning at the whole entire bar, and they ran out of liquor. I was in Jersey at some bar right on the Jersey Shore, wind and sea. The food was so bad that everyone got sick, and then before the ball drop, they ran out of booze. Like, not the beer, but it was just like, we were drinking Maker's Mark, ran out of Maker's Mark. All right, we'll go to Jameson, ran out of Jameson. They were running out of things before the ball dropped.
Was this a real bar?
Yeah, no, like, it was like $75 a person for all you can eat and drink all night till 1 a.m.
Oh, you got robbed, buddy.
Oh, no, it's 21. After that year, I was never leaving my house, I said. Never doing it again. I've been throwing parties or going to a very close friend's house. When I say close, I mean like 10 minutes away ever since.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. I mean, keeping it low-key. And back to the food, which initially started this conversation. Yeah, for New Year's, you're not really looking to do full meals, like a formal meal like you would for Christmas or a family gathering or Thanksgiving, something like that. For New Year's, you can do some stuff on the grill. You can do little thing, like if you bake some things here and there, that's fine. But it really is all about the finger food and small food that's very easy access and portable around the area that you're hanging out in. So yes, hors d'oeuvres, sandwiches, cocktail franks, those potato puffs, which are good. Now's the time, if you're listening to this and it's a few days before New Year's Eve, go to Costco, go to Sam's Club, go to BJ's, because they have amazing things in their freezer section that you'd never even think of. Like they'd have like cinnamon toast bites. Like, oh my God, now's the time I'm finally going to go and get those.
Bacon wrapped jalapenos.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'd rather have that than the bacon wrapped scallops, because scallops just taste like whatever it's in.
Scallops are delicious.
Yeah, scallops are amazing. Even though they're bottom feeders, they're just
not
delicious.
A big scallops fan at all. I'd rather not eat that. But, you go through the frozen food section at those big shopping places, and you'll see amazing things that you never thought existed or didn't know existed, and you just buy all that stuff. And you constantly just keep the oven on all night, and you're just, one tray comes out, another tray goes in, almost like a cocktail hour. And
yeah, that was last year.
That's what you do. It's nonstop, but it's not hectic like cooking a full meal. It's just, all right, we got the puffs out here, we got mini egg rolls, we got all this stuff here. While that's all out there, I'm going to throw this stuff in. The sandwiches are over there, and it's just all a big spread. Everyone goes and helps themselves.
What is the number one hors d'oeuvre for you guys?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like it's got to be pigs in the blanket. It would be like 99 out of 100 people would say it's got to be
right. But there's also variations. There's pigs in the blanket, which is the little hot dogs in a pastry puff. It depends on who makes the like sometimes they're bagel dogs. They have the bagel wrapping around there. Sometimes you have the flaky like croissant style around it. There's different variations of that. Sometimes people just do like the Jack Daniel's sauce, and it's just the hot dogs in the sauce, and you're eating it that way. Same with little meatballs. Like they have Swedish meatballs, but people will take those meatballs and dip them or bake them in the barbecue sauce, and they serve it that way with little forks or little toothpicks, things like that. I think meat-based stuff like that is pretty much your one seed for doing New Year's Eve.
Buffalo chicken dip and jalapeno poppers. I forgot about that.
I've never had chicken dip. I know that was so big down south, but I've never had chicken dip.
It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, I'm interested in trying it. I just never had it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like all appetizers. Like I've done it New Year's where I just make like a taco bar and I just set that up.
That's pretty good.
Like that's really easy. Last year or the year before, one of those years, I went to the local dumpling place down the street. And they have buy a bag of like buy 3 bags of dumplings, get 1 free. So you get a bag of like 30 dumplings for like $6. You buy 3 of them and you get like 1 free. So you get like 120 dumplings for like $20. It's super cheap.
And if you play your cards right, there'll be stuff left over for tomorrow, and then you're sitting pretty eating dumplings the next day.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! And it's like so easy to just like get some good appetizers. Just make a spread. It's not that hard.
What do you dip them in? Do you do like duck sauce? Do you do the plum sauce? What do you do?
I do like a lighter teriyaki with like ginger, garlic, and stuff like that.
That's good.
What about with the sweet chili, like a sweet chili sauce?
And it just depends on the dumpling. Like the ones that we have here, like are better for like soy-based stuff because it's like a Chinese place, and I don't know. It's like really authentic dumplings. So like the more sour stuff like works better.
Are they the ones where they're like handmade, but they're pinched around the edge and those kind of bake around? Oh, those are so good.
Like the pot sticker kind. You know what I mean? Like you don't really want like a sweet sauce with that. You want like a more like salty sauce with it.
Yeah, and even if you don't have any of those, if
shredded cabbage and pork with shredded chives, like stuff like that.
Say that again. The what?
Like pork with like shredded cabbage and pork with like shredded chive dumplings and like basil dumplings, like that kind of stuff.
And if you're in an area that doesn't have some of these sauces, or you don't even know what to look for, you can even just do a basic soy sauce like that Kiernan's or whatever it is.
I'm looking up a list right now of some of these other kind of like sauces and appetizers. This prosciutto wrapped melon.
Yeah, especially in Italian areas, that's pretty big.
I've never heard of any. I've heard of bacon wrapped things or prosciutto wrapped thing, but not on melon.
Yeah, they do it. Usually, it's over. I think it's over honeydew melon.
I don't know. I don't really like it with melon, but I do like it with like wrapped with like cheese. That's really good.
With the melon, I think it's more like a palate cleanser too.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm thinking 6-foot party hero now, Gittles.
Damn right, man.
You can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with 6-foot party hero.
Buffalo bites or buffalo wings. Non-breaded. I hate. I'm not into the fried stuff anymore. I just
like popcorn chicken.
I don't mind the buffalo bites as being breaded, but for buffalo wings now, I can't do the fried anymore. I don't want
buffalo wings. That's stupid. Like Hooters does that. I don't like that.
Oh, they destroy it.
No, you need the crispiness, man.
No, you don't. You
not from the breading.
Yeah, I make the sauce and then I'll grill the wings, and then I bring the wings in and let them sit cool for a little bit. Then you mix them all in the sauce and let it soak, and then you drain it a little bit, and then there you go. They're delicious. They're better grilled than they are fried.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and experiment actually this weekend using my sous vide, and I'm gonna sous vide the chicken wings for like a couple hours so that they cook through, and that way it'll render all the fat out of them, and then let them dry out, and then fry them and see how crispy I can get them. So I'm gonna try that.
If the fat dries out, and then you go to fry them, isn't that just gonna like burn it?
No way, the skin's gonna get super crispy that way. Like, I mean, it's gonna render out like a lot of the fat, but there's still gonna be fat left in it. You know what I mean? So it's not
fat in the meat, but not in the skin.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Is sous vide when you cook it in water?
Yep.
Yeah, because I do it with pork shoulder, and it makes like the best like chicharrones, like pig skin. You know what I mean? Like I'll just bake it in the oven afterwards, and it comes out like perfectly fried because the way it renders the fat, it's so nice.
I'm so hungry.
I'm so happy I'm eating while doing this episode. I'm not gonna lie.
I made a pizza last night. I want to go heat up a slice. I'm so hungry now.
Changing gears before we go, gentlemen. For a lot of people, this is downtime between the Christmas and New Year's, before they got to go back to work, before they got to go back to school. It's a very big time for binging TV shows, binging streaming networks, and then going to the movies. The box office from last week, there's a whole bunch of great movies, but the top 4 are all new movies, because you got Aquaman, you got Mary Poppins Returns, which I'm hearing is very good. If you loved Mary Poppins, you'll love that movie. Bumblebee is I don't know, it's hit or miss. It didn't do as well as the Michael Bay movies, but people said the stories are better than the Michael Bay movies. And then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is an animated movie. This is its second week. It's the second week, but it's doing very well. And people who love the comic book movies or the comic book said that this is a really good adaptation, so that's available as well. Is there anything that you want to go out to the movies and see, Giddles? You go.
I just haven't seen it.
Wait, I stepped all over you. I'm sorry. Say that again.
No, I said like everybody has said it's amazing. I haven't heard anything bad about Spider-Verse.
Right. It got after its first week, got greenlit for a sequel.
Yeah.
So that tells you, I guess, how good it's the story is and how it's doing. Is there anything that you're going to go out to see before we go to the streaming stuff, movie wise? Are you going to go to the theater to see anything?
Oh, I don't even know what's in theaters right now, to be honest. So,
well, those 4 I just told you. The Mule with Clint Eastwood.
I'm probably not going to see that.
I do want to see that, but that's not the one I'm going to go see.
Apocalypse movie, but it's not playing around here.
What is it?
Anna and the Apocalypse.
They were all over Comic-Con.
Yeah, I want to see that movie. I heard it's really good. It's like a musical, like Shaun of the Dead type thing.
I want to go see Aquaman. I want to see Mary Poppins, Bumblebee, Spider-Man to the Universe. I still have to go see Ralph Breaks the Internet. I haven't watched that one yet. And Bohemian Rhapsody I still haven't watched.
I want to see Us, but I don't know when that comes out, because the poster for it, I thought it came out Christmas, but the poster was for telling me that the trailer was dropping on Christmas, and I got really upset.
That is really weird. Yeah, so Giddles posted, I think you posted a photo of it on your social media. Well, you sent it to me. Did you post it online as well?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I have it. I'll post it on the show account, unless Giddles wants to post it on Giddlebase on Instagram and Twitter. He sent me the poster of this photo, and he says it's really confusing because it's this big promotional campaign announcing that the trailer is coming. Not that the movie's starting, like movie comes January 14th. It's not like that kind of promote, but it's the same concept, but for the trailer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the trailer is supposed to be what kicks off that promotion, that big marketing blitz for the movie coming out. So it's like they reversed it, and they're promoting the weaker part of this whole marketing gimmick.
Yeah, I just didn't understand it. Like, it's so weird because, like, I can understand one thing, like, where they'll tease, during the Super Bowl commercial, we'll see the first peek of Star Wars or something like that. Like, I can understand that.
Right.
Because that's not really going out and putting up, like, spending physical money on advertising. That's just like telling people that it's coming.
That it's going to air as it's pretty much a paid commercial during
campaign for an advertising campaign. Like, it's kind of crazy to think about.
Oh yeah.
It's like, get ready, here comes the trailer, and then when's the movie? Like, I thought it was coming out, but I really want to see that. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm looking at my list here. I don't see it anywhere for January, so it's going to be a while before that movie comes out.
I think March.
March?
I think so, yeah. But that's the only thing I'm like really looking forward to right now.
I'm actually going to the movies tomorrow. I'm going to go see Vice.
Oh, I heard that's something.
What's Vice?
Vice is the Dick Cheney movie with Sam Rockwell and Christian Bale.
I do want to see that, but I don't think I'll go to the theater. I'll wait for it to come on demand to watch that one.
I kind of just want to see it because of the transformation of Christian Bale again, because his body, what he puts his body through for these acting gigs is just so incredibly unhealthy that, I mean, have you seen him lately?
No, I haven't.
He looks like hell. Because, he got down to 98 pounds for that movie, The Machinist.
The Machinist, yeah, and then had to bulk up for Dark Knight.
Then he had to bulk up for Dark Knight, so he's all muscles. Now he's got a gut. Like, he's so fat, and but it's just, he had to focus on like a beer gut and have it so he was like Dick Cheney, and it's just so huge. And now he lost all the weight again because he got back to like a normal thing. If you see him like today, he's got like the loose skin from the neck a little bit. So I don't know what he's going to do or how he's got to like get really into some massive workout mode again to tighten everything up.
They'll probably just do it like Mac did from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because he did Fat Mac and then went back to like being fucking ripped. So I'm sure like you do it.
He's like mid transformation. It's it's taken a long time for him to lose the weight, but I'm super stoked to see Vice because it's based on a true story, but it's through the eyes of
it's an interpretation. But yeah, I want to see Vice. I'm a little off put by Holmes and Watson. I like Will Ferrell. I like Will Ferrell movies, but look,
you Sherlock saturation here.
You've got the other movies with Robert Downey Jr. Both of them very good.
Yes.
Then came the BBC series with Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman.
First, and the movies.
The what?
I think the BBC series was before those movies.
No, that first Robert Downey movie was before the BBC series.
Oh, okay.
And then the second one did come out while the BBC. Yeah, all right, so I see what you're saying. But like movies, then the TV show brought it to another level because the TV show, if you haven't seen it, it airs times. It was airing here on PBS because BBC America didn't have the rights to it in the United States yet. Now it's airing on there. But if you can find the BBC production of Sherlock Holmes with Benedict Cumberbatch, it's 4 seasons. It's usually like 3 to 4 episodes a season, but they're full movies. They're episodes, but they're full movies. Each one's like an hour and a half. They're all amazing. Go watch that. Now there's this version that comes out, which is a goof.
And don't forget Elementary on CBS, that like knockoff Sherlock show.
Oh Jesus!
It's still on.
It's still on.
It's not really.
It's still on. Or it finished last year, but it was recently still on.
Oof,
I did 6, 7 seasons, something like that. So now you have Holmes and Watson, which is a goof. It's Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, both who I really like. And I just see the trailer for it. I'm like, look, it's been done so well in other versions that I can't come back down to this. I'll watch it on demand, but I don't think...
Not even as like a scary movie type version of Sherlock and Watson, you know what I mean?
I don't know if it's that campy, but...
But I don't think it's that campy, but it's like that kind of take on it, you know what I mean? Where it's just like being jokey about it, like Step Brothers as Sherlock Holmes, you know what I mean?
That's what I thought too. I'll watch it on demand, or Sunday if it's on FXX, I'll sit there and I'll watch it.
Nice.
Friday is Stan and Ollie. You have any interest in seeing that?
Yes.
I do too. Giddles? It's a biopic on Laurel and Hardy.
Nah. No interest.
I definitely want to see that. And then there's nothing really good in the beginning of January that I'm seeing there. There's an Escape Room, the movie, which I don't know what that is. And
it's about an escape room as a movie.
So I watched the trailer for it. It looks like it could be fun. Like, not something I'm going to go to theaters to see, but like as soon as it comes out, if it's like free on demand, I'm totally going to watch it. So it's basically like an escape room movie that mixes like Cube and Saw. So they're in these rooms that are traps, but every time they get out of the room, it opens up into like another dimension, and it's like a weird new escape room. So
that's like Cube. Yeah, you're right.
This weird library room in the trailer, and then like they figure out the code and they open the door, and then they're in like a snowy like Hoth wasteland, and they have to solve that room. So
I
it's
thought
like
it was Narnia.
Like dimensions and stuff like that. So it looks like it could be fun, but I don't know if I would go to theaters to see it.
All right, I'll definitely watch that. Like that's a movie that you skim through Netflix and go, "Wait, what is this?" And then you're like, "Oh my god, this is on Netflix. This is awesome."
Exactly. That's how I'm planning on seeing it, because I feel like it's going to be a fast one, you know?
Let's transition to Netflix real quick. As the time this comes out, Black Mirror Crash Bandicoot comes out, Bandersnatch. We don't know a whole hell a lot about it. Giddles refuses to watch the trailer, which is fine. I respect that because he wants to be surprised. But
I mean, I've waited this long. I could wait another 10 hours. You know what I mean?
Right. So you'll have to wait for next week's episode to hear our thoughts on Black Mirror. I'm very excited because I want to watch that. I also took some movie advice from Giddles, who he has a strong batting percentage there for picking movies that other people will enjoy. I tried The Endless. Is that what it was called? So
The Endless.
The Endless was a very interesting movie. It was really weird and creepy. Okay, here's a spoiler. The ending.
Yeah.
It looks like they got out, but I don't think they got out. Was that just another loop that we didn't see repeat?
No, I think they got out.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. All right, because it felt very Twin Peak-ish.
No, I think they got out, and I think that was a reference to how they originally got out. because like remember like they had that thing that sign when they got to the road where it was, and they're like, oh, it looks like this thing hasn't aged a day.
Yeah.
Like I think when they got out, like that's how they got out, and the mother must have like died or like got somehow just disappeared in the time loop somehow.
All right, because I was wondering when the car shot out through time and space, if you will, it's back on that highway. It, like you said, it passed that memorial that was originally there. But when they said, it hadn't aged a day before they went into it, I thought that this whole thing was a time loop about all these time loops.
It is, yeah. And then once they got through it, that was the loop resetting again. So they just escaped it before it reset. So if it reset, they would have got stuck in there. Okay, because I thought that they would have died horribly, but they would have been reborn and like stuck in there.
What do you think the alien was that he saw at the bottom of the lake?
It was just a big alien.
It was just because it pulled out and showed an aerial shot, and it was just like a dark outline, but I couldn't figure out what it was, or if that was just
stingray type thing. Like I don't know. Like it was kind of creepy. Like that's what I liked about it. Like it was very just overall creepy. Like you had no idea what's going on. Everything is weird. Like because it's a cult movie, so you always know like, is it gonna be they're crazy or the cult is real? And in this one, it was like a little of everything.
Yeah. Because it would throw some curveballs at you to kind of dissuade you from thinking like, all right, this is not actually happening, or they're preventing you from knowing what's really going on. But it wasn't enough like, okay, this is what I believe. Everything was a gray area.
Yeah, because like when they're like, everything's going weird, you're like, okay, this is just kind of weird. And then you have like that rope scene where like the rope just like goes up into the air and he's like, now pull on it. And you're like, what is this? This is just a joke. And then it like pulls out hard and the guy's hand's bleeding. And you're like, okay, well, that's obviously something doing that, Like
right.
It's just weird stuff like that. And then you see like the two moons on the lake. And it's like, what is happening here? This is strange.
It's all very weird. I'll tell you, the freakiest part for me was the shed. When he opened the shed and the guy busts out it, and then he's just hanging in the shed while he's standing next to you. I was like, that's what I was like, this is, so the guy, whoever wrote this or created this or directed it has to be a David Lynch fan, because this was all just reeking of stuff David Lynch would do.
Yeah, it was just an overall a weird, creepy movie, and there's characters in that from the first movie these guys did called Resolution, about this guy who's trying to kick his drug habit, so his friend chains him to a cabin in the woods so that he can't do drugs. And there's a scene in that movie where like two people approach the house, but you never see who it is. And in this movie, it's revealed that it was the two brothers who approached the house. So it's kind of interesting.
Also, too, the one guy that was on the porch, and he decided to light the whole house on fire and himself on fire. He just goes, ah! And it's right back. He's sitting there again. Hey, Dave, what's going on? You're like,
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's so strange.
Trevor, you can take your earmuffs off now, and you can go see The Endless on Netflix.
Thank you. I've been on a Netflix binge for the last 2 days catching up on things.
It really is worth your time watching it, because you're sitting there just staring at it like, huh? But it's an enjoyable huh.
Well, the thing is, you don't know about the time loop thing until like 3/4 of the way through, and then you're like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Right.
It's like so.
I just took the earmuffs off.
Sorry.
You know what? You know what the funny thing is? I saw on Netflix.
Oh, but before you get to that, just so you know, at the ending, Thanos wins.
I mean, he could have been. It would have made just as much sense.
So I saw Infinity Wars on Netflix yesterday, finally.
Okay. It just came on, I think, Christmas Day,
Christmas Day was the Infinity Wars, and now I'm all caught up, so now we can finally talk about it.
Good movie, right?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it thoroughly. You can watch it on Netflix, Skittles.
Yeah.
And no, it was good. It was interesting. I think I got to give it a watch again, because I kept thinking, like, okay, when is this going to happen? Because you guys did throw some spoilers at me throughout the year. And I'm so happy that I actually was surprised by like 90% of it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the next one comes out and goes with it. But something that I see, like, I knew I was going to like the Avengers. So like that wasn't really a shock to me. What really surprised me is I saw the Ellen DeGeneres stand-up special. Relatable.
I did too.
Oh my God, that was god awful.
It wasn't awful. It wasn't.
Turned it off.
It wasn't awful. It's just you're not the audience for that special. It was very good what she did, but she's catering to a totally different audience than what we would enjoy.
Her earlier stand-up specials, and they were fucking funny. Like, they were good specials. Like, this felt like a lot of, I haven't done this in a while, so here we go. And it just...
Well, that's what it was. She hadn't done stand-up in 16 years, so she decided to do it.
It insisted upon itself, as they say.
Well, look, she was catering to the audience that likes her show, right? So she was trying to do stuff that the people who watch her show would come and go, okay, this is sort of this is the Ellen that I know, and I'm seeing what else she can do. She can't just jump back into full stand-up mode to go for the stand-up audience and isolate her TV show audience.
It was the same joke for an hour and a half. It was like the one just running joke that was like kind of chuckle funny at the beginning, but it was the same joke. Like watching the trailer, all you have to do if you don't want to watch the whole special, watch the trailer because that's the funniest parts of the whole entire special.
I think if you give her time, she'll eventually get back. If she keeps going with it again, she'll get back to being funny.
I don't even think she tested this material. I think she just like did it to her friends and they thought it was funny. So she's like, I'm going to do one show in Seattle. That's what she. I don't know. I'm not mad.
I don't think technically she did bad. I really don't. I just kind of recognize like I'm not the audience for what she's doing, and that's fine. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just we weren't the audience for that.
I just felt like it was the same joke for an hour and a half, and I was just like, all right, get on to the next one. It's not coming.
Another.
Now you're dancing.
Another suggestion from Giddles was Upgrade. I have not watched it yet. I was about to, but then the other night and something came up and I didn't get a chance to do it. But it's on my list front and center to watch Upgrade because Giddles told me some amazing things about it.
It's the first Black Mirror movie that came out this year that technically wasn't a Black Mirror movie. Like, it is. Like, when you watch it, you'll be like, this is so Black Mirror. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, no, I'm pumped. It's on the list.
So good.
It's on my list to definitely watch.
Yeah, what did I binge? I binged The Innocent Man, the documentary series. It was really good. And then I watched Bird Box.
I've seen mixed reviews of that. What'd you think?
It was awful. It was a Quiet Place mixed with The Happening. Like, it was so stupid.
Oh.
It's like people just killing themselves, and then, you know, if you see these monsters that no one ever sees, they make you kill yourself. It's so stupid.
Did you swing away?
No, like
that's Signs. It's neither one of the movies you saw.
I know. I just throwing it out there.
Like it seems to be a very polarizing movie because some people really like it, but a lot of people are kind of like, that was really fucking dumb. So I don't know. It's interesting.
I do want to talk about it because now I'm going to watch it because if Giddle says it's that bad, I want to watch it so we can discuss it. But it's on the front page of Netflix right now, so we really can't because it's going to spoil it for anybody.
Oh yeah, I mean it's everywhere. Like there's all like, I mean it was like trending on Twitter. Like it's all over Facebook. People are talking about it, but like I don't see what there is to talk about. Like there was nothing to really talk about. It's like, okay, this was stupid and it's over. Like I don't know what to talk about with it. Like it wasn't even like. There was maybe one or two scenes that were like kind of enjoyable, but even then it wasn't like, oh no, I'm on the edge of my seat. What's going to happen? Like everything I thought was going to happen happened. And I don't know. And the ending was really stupid. So I don't know. Watch it at your own risk, but watch it. And if you like it, hey, tell me why I'm wrong. Go for it. I don't care.
Well, I'll definitely watch it. After The Endless, by the way, I didn't want to jump right into Upgrade after that because like that's just too much tonight. So,
oh man.
I cleansed the palate after watching The Endless by watching Shaun of the Dead, which I haven't seen in I love since it came out. I have not watched it, and I just revisited it, if you will.
I watch it all the time. It's so good.
I revisited it, and I'm just marveled by the amount of legendary comedic British actors that are in that movie before anybody knew that they were legendary comedic British actors.
It's everybody. It's crazy. And then like everyone from Spaced is in it, and like people from Black Books are in it.
Yeah,
like,
Black Books.
Actors in it. It's crazy.
Yeah. What's his name? Dylan Moran. Yeah, I didn't realize that was the girlfriend's friend that had the secret crush on her. And then later, when you see when
he plays such a straight-laced guy, and in everything else, he's an alcoholic, loudmouth asshole.
Oh yeah. And then when they're out in the field and the Scooby Gang sees the other Scooby Gang, that's just the mirror image of them. And the one girl is the lady from Black Books. So like 2/3 of the cast of Black Books is in that show.
Yeah.
The people that he runs into is like it's the other people from Spaced. Also,
was she in Spaced as well, or is she just in Black Books?
In that group. Daisy's the one leading the group, and then she runs into Sean, and he's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And it's like, because they were the roommates from Spaced.
I haven't seen Spaced in so long, so that now that it's so great to like a surprise to see all these levels just show up in front of it, and you're like, oh my god, now it makes sense.
It's and no one has a better fight scene in a movie that can involve Queen's "Don't Stop Me Now."
Every time I hear that song, I picture them like beating a zombie with pool cue.
Yeah, just whacking in synchronization.
We'll pick up Mom. We'll take care of Philip. Sorry, Philip. And then we'll go down and have a pint and wait till this all blows over.
At the Winchester. Fine, but dogs can look up.
Yeah, that's always a good rewatch. I mean, I rewatch that movie all the time. It's so good. That and Hot Fuzz. I rewatch Hot Fuzz all the time too.
Hot Fuzz, I had no, like, I was like, okay, they're going to try to catch Shaun of the Dead, and I thought it was going to be terrible. Man, was it good.
Hot Fuzz was good. World's End, yeah. That one was pretty good. Did you like Paul?
I never saw it, but that wasn't an Edgar Wright movie. That was a Simon Pegg movie.
All right.
I didn't see it.
So him and Nick Frost were just cast because Simon was doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't an Edgar Wright movie.
Okay.
The other Edgar Wright movies like Baby Driver, which is amazing. It's got Kevin Spacey in it, so it's gonna be hard to get people to watch it.
We had what's his name from Baby Driver?
I just watched it. Yeah,
it's great though. It's a fucking musical action movie, and the music syncs up with like the cuts and stuff. It's cool.
We had damn it, what was his name? He's Baby.
You had Baby?
We had him on the show. Ansel Elgort, who plays Baby.
Is that him?
Yeah, he was on the show promoting the movie.
Yeah, that's who it is. He's the lead.
Yeah. All right, John Hamm's in that. Wait, John Barenthal's in that movie too, right?
Yep.
So is Jamie Foxx.
I got to go watch that movie.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No, I didn't get. They didn't give me the screener for it, so I didn't get a chance to see it.
I
forgot to see it. So I'll add that because I got to also watch Logan Lucky. I just remembered that movie and I put that on my list. Yeah, it's a great time to rediscover movies. There's so much good stuff out there.
Baby Driver's on Showtime right now. That's where I just watched it.
Oh, nice. Good to know.
You got if you got Showtime anytime, you just can grab it there.
Okay. Good to know. And then also, finally, I've been rewatching and revisiting the Harry Potter series because I haven't seen those movies since they actually came out.
I don't have time or the Constitution.
I did the first 2 movies so far. It's pretty good. I was like, yep, these hold up. I really enjoyed them. But those first 2 were Chris Columbus movies.
Christopher Columbus movies?
Yes.
Yeah, he discovered it.
Yes. He came in and conquered Hogwarts. Chris Columbus directed the first 2 movies because they were kiddie movies. And then as you go 3 through 8, they turned very dark and become very adult movies. So I'm looking forward to going to binge watching the whole set. I got the Blu-ray set dirt cheap on a Black Friday sale on Amazon. That was the only thing I bought. All right. Anyway, so with that, let's do the plugs and get out of here. Giddles, what do you have?
Gittlebase on the Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Live. That's all I got. I think there's a soup takedown January 20th. I'm thinking of entering it, so I got to work on some soup. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Trevor, what do you have?
Wait, does chili count as soup?
No.
Okay. BTG Trevor on the Twitter and Instagram. BTG Rocks on Xbox Live. At Podcast Dummies on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, everything. Twitch.tv/Podcast Dummies. Shout out to Grandpa Marshmallow. He's a listener of this program and has been listening to us on Twitch as well. So shout out to him. And all I want for the new year is more Twitch Prime subs. Thank you.
A couple of things. Trevor, 1, a hot dog is not a sandwich. Sorry to disappoint you. And then number 2, you're not allowed to plug Podcast Dummies on here anymore because you've had Giddles on a million times. You've never once invited me.
You are working constantly while we record. You know it's every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern.
I wasn't doing anything this Tuesday.
We didn't record this Tuesday.
On the Jimmy Kimmel show. Like, we're going to have... we just ran out of time again.
Apparently, I'm Trevor's Matt Damon. That's what it is.
You've been on Podcast Dummies.
I have not.
You have.
No, I haven't. I have never been on your show. You fool. For me, it's E-Rock Radio across the board on social media, but more importantly, it's Erik Nagel across the board on social media. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube there. By the way, for people not understanding, the shows on YouTube are edited down. They're not the full versions that you get when you subscribe to iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, all those platforms. You get the full show plus bonus time on those platforms. You don't get it on YouTube because YouTube sucks that way. So that's just what we have to do. 651-SMITHERS is the phone number, 651-764-8437 if you want to leave a message to be used on future programs. I think that's it. Until the next time, everybody,
be excellent to each other.
And
have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Erik Nagel.
Take car, go to Mum's, kill Phil, grab Liz, go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Erik Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For ways to listen to the show, go to itseriknagel.com. And remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends.
And they can tell 2 friends. And they can tell 2 friends. And those 2 friends can tell 2 friends.
Well, you get the idea.